hits into that Xerneas, gets a KO. Now Gabriel's Ditto is going to be able to move.
Will it connect?
Is it going to connect? Ditto uses Presence Blade, hits both Pokemon. So that is going to be huge right there, doing big damage to the Groudon on Zayon.
Oh, it survives!
Though, with just a sliver of hit points again. Oh man, again, so much bulk, and Zayon reacting here. Groudon uses Presence Blade.
Oh man!
What is happening, Aaron?
I probably would have gotten the knockout single target with Ditto's lower HP stat as well. So wow, this has been a crazy game. But yeah, that's one of the downsides of Precipice Blades. Yeah, Gabriel actually opted to gamble a little bit, not going for the protect there. Now Kangaskhan comes out, can go for the safe fake out onto Xerneas and go for a Precipice Blades. Xerneas here most certainly will be protecting, I think. So it's a question of, does the Precipice Blades connect with Groudon? If Gabriel wants to predict the Xerneas protecting, he actually, of course, can target Groudon with something like a fake out or a double edge, but that does leave the opportunity for Xerneas to Geomancy, so you expect the Xerneas to protect here, but maybe...
There's two moving pieces here.
Yeah, exactly.
There's two moving cogs, and we just don't know how they're going to spin. As Xerneas uses Protect, and that's looks like Gabriel now hoping that the Ditto will be able to connect a Precipice Blades as Kangaskhan uses Fake Out. Safe play into that Xerneas Protect, that's totally acceptable. And here comes Ditto's Precipice Blades, and it lands in the Protect, but does it connect with the Groudon? It does. Big damage dealt over on Zayon side, gets the KO on the opposing Groudon. So now it's going to be Xerneas versus Kangaskhan. This Ditto that is transformed into Primal Groudon, and Lunala still hiding in the back with that Z move intact.
Yeah, I mean, that's most certainly going to seal up the game. Kangaskhan should be faster than Xerneas just by itself. Xerneas can't really deal with the Ditto that's transformed into Groudon. So excellent Ditto usage in this game for Gabriel. That's exactly why I wanted to see it.
Oh, dodges the Precipice Blades there as Kangaskhan uses Double Edge. Lands in that Xerneas does decent damage, about 50%, so that's good to know for future games as well, as Xerneas now using a Geomancy, so it won't be able to survive 2 attacks, so.
I guess theoretically, actually, Zayon could still win this if every single Precipice Blades misses on Groudons, and you just click Dazzling Gleam here this turn.
That's true.
Hope for another Precipice Blades miss, and maybe it can actually even survive a single target Precipice Blades. I don't expect it to be the case, especially because the Groudon is quite offensive, but yeah, I mean, that actually opens up the window a little bit, at least for Zayon. I mean, that's exactly what we were talking about earlier. Copying Groudon means you have to deal with the inaccuracy of Precipice Blades, and you're going to be using Precipice Blades every turn because of the Choice Scarf item. So we'll see if right now Zayon can maybe dodge a couple of more of those.
How much PP do you get when you transform?
I actually don't know.
Is it still 5? Because I remember that from Red, Blue, Yellow. I have not used a Ditto in a very long time.
It has definitely been a while.
Yeah.
I think you'll have enough in this game, though, because at this point it's a question of you're clicking it every turn. Although I guess theoretically that actually does open the opportunity to protect maybe with Xerneas.
Ditto switches out there.
Actually, that's a 100% win condition. Yeah, that's a really smart play there.
Yeah. As Lunala takes the field, as Xerneas uses Dazzling Gleam. Yep. So worst comes worst, Ditto comes right back in, transforms into Xerneas. What it's going to do right here. So Gabriel really just covering and patching all the holes in his plan.
Yeah, I don't think there's any way around this. I'm trying to think, even if the Xerneas Moonblast doesn't knock out the opposing Moonblast, like, you have to... I mean, maybe...
There's no way.
No,
I don't think there is.
I was thinking maybe you click Dazzling Gleam, but then Lunala here just can click Wide Guard anyway.
Yeah.
So I guess it's if Zayon's Xerneas survives, Dazzling Gleam does happen. Or sorry, Lunala clicks Wide Guard, and then Xerneas crits the Ditto with the Moonblast. Then you'll win. So the question is, do you Wide Guard here with Lunala, or do you go for just something like a Psyshock? Because then a crit Dazzling Gleam could potentially win.
Xerneas instead uses Protect, gonna scout out to see what Gabriel's Ditto will be doing this turn, as Lunala actually goes for a Wide Guard. So now it's, some stuff is afoot here.
Yep.
Yeah. As Ditto uses Moonblast, so now Zayon has to try to figure out what he wants to do. Is Gabriel gonna do the exact same thing?
Right. The other question is Moonblast enough to knock out Zayon's Xerneas right now? Oh, it's going to be really close. Yeah, I mean, I think the win con here is to just click Moonblast onto the Ditto now. Okay, no Wide Guard. Here's the first Moonblast.
Yep, so here is the first Moonblast.
Is it enough?
Xerneas, and that is enough. The critical hit on top. Yeah. Again, it's one of those moves where you just don't know how much players have invested in their training for these Pokemon.
Right.
So the critical hit is just absolutely guaranteed. So, wow. What a game 2.
kind of feels like justice for, you know, that first game after the critical hit happened onto Lunala. So, I mean, this is a really interesting matchup because both players, I mean, obviously Gabriel doesn't actually have a Groudon, but he can copy a Groudon and effectively with no resist to ground. Both players are kind of just eating up big Precipice Blades left and right. Obviously, a really huge miss there earlier from Zayuan's end, missing the Groudon.
Oh, that was so huge.
Yeah, which was unfortunate, but that is kind of one of the factors you have to play with when you're using Groudon in this format.
Yeah, and of course that Precipice Blades on Gabriel's Ditto. Yes, I said that, Ditto, Precipice Blades in the same sentence, but that Ditto's Precipice Blades did not get the KO from on Zayuan's Groudon at about 50%.
Yeah.
It hung out by just a little bit, so.
Right, I mean, one of the critical turns there was that Xerneas opted not to protect. Kind of saying, okay, you might want to just fake out and Precipice Blades my Groudon, and if you do that, then I'll just be able to get a big attack off here with Xerneas before it faints, something like a Moonblast, for example. So, felt like maybe it was just more consistent to protect the Xerneas, because if Xerneas protects her, you get the free switch it into Lunala if the Groudon faints to the Precipice Blades. Obviously, that didn't even happen because of the miss. So, I was, you definitely can understand why he didn't protect the Xerneas there, but I felt like maybe it still would have been a little bit safer just to guarantee that you have the Xerneas around.
Yeah, and that was well positioned, and of course Gabriel really playing those outs. You know, we were worried about possible Precipice Blades power points running out. Gabriel said, well, you know what, this Geomancy Xerneas seems like a good thing to transform into as well, switch out that right away, and you, right as you mentioned it too, so that was definitely a good win condition.
Yeah, so here we go, going into game 3. The tricky thing for Zayuan here is, once again, you have to worry about the Ditto so much. You know it's pretty much going to copy Xerneas or Groudon, so what's the best way to deal with it? I mean, I feel like it's really tough to give up either Incineroar or Tapu Koko, because Tapu Koko with the Z move is doing so much damage. Incineroar is obviously good for fake out and U-turn support. Once again, I really don't think you bring Shedinja into this matchup. Salamence certainly could be an option, but then you give up one of Incineroar and Tapu Koko, and both are really, really good. Salamence a lot harder to play with as well. In fact, the Ditto can even transform into Salamence, and that could give your own Groudon some trouble. So, I mean, I really wouldn't be surprised to see the same for Pokemon. I think that Zayuan might just have to think about a lead adaptation, because
you don't want to allow that Ditto to transform into that Groudon again.
Yeah.
Because you don't really have anything that can deal with that, an opposing Groudon on, like, you know, you have to prepare for the Lunala, you have to prepare for the Xerneas, but then to deal with that Groudon again, that's kind of tough.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So, lead adjustment might be the best approach here for Zayuan, as opposed to maybe bringing a new Pokemon. Just think it's really hard to gamble with Shedinja.
You just don't want that Groudon to be out on the field when that Ditto takes the field as well.
Yeah, it's just hard to guarantee that, because if Groudon's out on the field, all it takes is Ditto to switch in at any given point. So I guess the key thing is that Groudon will want to go for a Precipice Blades on the turn that Ditto is switching in. One of the really nice plays, I mean, obviously that last game was going for making kind of the wide guard mind games. And yeah, here is a nice adjustment by Zayuan this time around, putting on some more offense instead of bringing Incineroar right away.
Tapu Koko and Xerneas leads for Zayuan. Over on Gabriel's side, Gabriel leading with Lunala and Xerneas here, so very offensive options for both players now.
Alright, let's see where this goes. Of course, there is the threat of a potential tailwind from the Lunala. As always, you have to worry about wide guard. Tapu Koko, however, exerting an immense amount of pressure with the Fairy Z move, being able to maybe just one hit KO the Xerneas, depending on how it's trained. I'm not too sure about that. Discharge reveal actually last game was huge too. You know, the chance of paralysis with discharge is actually quite high, so that certainly could shut something like a tailwind down. I don't expect to see it immediately in this game, but yeah, anti-pressure is really scary.
Yeah, you don't want to be staring down the Geomancy Xerneas at the start of the game, because that just allows them more turns to try to take advantage of that Geomancy, and there aren't really many Geomancy Xerneas on the field currently, so Xerneas would just be running rampant.
Yep. So let's see if Lunala will want to get a tailwind up. It should be able to survive any attack from that Tapu Koko, and ooh, here's the move right away.
That's Winkle Tackle from the Tapu Koko on Zayuan's side, just going to try to dish out as much damage as it possibly can here. This Twinkle Tackle did a lot of damage to that Xerneas boosted, so I don't believe it's gonna be a lot, but not quite enough to get the KO, I feel like. And Xerneas on Day1's side goes for a dazzling gleam though, trying to get the KO here. No, not enough. And here comes another Z move, a menacing Moonrise Maelstrom from Gabriel's side. That Lunala is trying to dish some damage. Is it gonna target down the Xerneas, or is it gonna just get the KO on that Tapu Koko? Are both players just trying to dish out as much damage and try to get...
kind of surprised to see the Dazzling Gleam come out there instead of the Moonblast, though. Maybe really confident a Fairy Z move and a Dazzling Gleam would not kill Xerneas, but Gabriel's Xerneas proves to be very, very bulky there, taking both attacks. Really...
This might be the end here for Day1, because Menacing Moonrise Maelstrom might do more damage, and maybe Gabriel...
Oh my
one-hit KO.
Wow.
Straight up, one-hit KO. Big damage from Gabriel.
Is there a Geomancy?
Oh, yeah. Geomancy. So Gabriel really just taking advantage of this first turn here. So much